Thank you for my comfort. They're raining down on me. All right. Let it
Hey, everybody. Pastor G here, and welcome to Transformations with yours truly, Pastor G, right here on 3K TV channel 293. And yes, let me tell you, I'm so excited about today's show because we have a bona fide young person talking about young person issues and imagine she is somebody who has done some phenomenal things. She has her own podcast called the You Mind podcast. Yeah, and she works with a lot of young people through YWAM and various other organizations. And she's an author, a poet, a spoken word fundi, you name it. And I am super duper excited because the people who bring a freshness to this thing called the Christian life, and she's one of those people. Peggie
Hi, Pastor G.
Shangwa.
Yes.
I met you on Instagram. I probably met you earlier on. And being somebody who knows a lot of people, who meets a lot of people, I kind of like have amnesia. But I know my real encounter with you was on Instagram during COVID, and just before COVID.
Yeah.
You've got an Instagram handle called PS Your Mind.
Yes.
And I was wondering, who's this person posting all these interesting Christian thought issues on young people, poetry, you name it, art, Christian art, Christian thought. And then we did a show together on another station, radio station, and I said, wow, this person is really deep. I really want them to come in. Welcome to Transformations.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here because we need stories. We need people like you to share your story.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
Yeah.
And because there are young people out there struggling with all sorts of things: identity, loneliness, regret, dealing with the future, the uncertainty of life. And it's good to see a young person who's grounded.
It's good to be young.
Huh?
So good to be young.
It's good to be young, yeah. And so, Peggy, just tell us a little bit of your story. Where you were born. I know you've got an interesting birth story. Just tell us where you were born, where you went to primary school, high school, and just a little bit of how you came to be on this journey with Christ.
Man, So I was born prematurely at 5 months old. To start off the story. At 5 months. So my mom had been hospitalized, and the story they told me was that she had malaria at the time, and then they took her to the hospital, and then when she was in hospital, her sister came to visit her, and she says to her, hey, I'm so sorry, please could you check? I feel like I could have missed myself. That's how I was discovered, writhing in there. and my aunt then ran around and called the doctors, the nurses, there's a baby. So they came, they cut the umbilical cord, put me in an incubator, and I was in the incubator for 3 months. And my dad used to always say to me, he used to come from home, and my mom I think she was there because if you had a baby that young, you had to stay. So she was there, but every time.
This? In Harare?
Bianehanda Hospital.
Wow.
That's where I was born. So my dad said we used to always just hope you were alive that day. And just hope daily you are alive, and used to fit in the center of my hand. And that's so amazing for me now because my dad said that. But I love how God also says, I've engraved you in the centerfold of my hand. I will not forget you. So I also believe I am in God's hands. But if my dad didn't tell me that story, that would never resonate with me. So that resonated with me so much. Then I grew up, almost died at 5 years old.
What
By
happened?
drowning in a gunky pool.
You are very you've had a very eventful life.
It's been very eventful.
Yeah.
At 12, I got attacked by 5 dogs. Almost took my leg off. I have 19 stitches here to prove. So my life has been an adventure.
It's been an adventure.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what I think? You know, when Jesus was born, and we're right in the center of Christmas.
Yeah.
When Jesus was born, there was a whole lot of warfare the time he was born, because all the babies were killed off.
Yes.
Because they wanted to see who was the Messiah. They wanted to kill off the Messiah. And I believe that God had, because of what's on your life,
Yeah.
all those things were trying to delay, or if not, kill off
Yeah.
the Peggie, who's such a social influencer, such a spiritual catalyst. So, primary school,
I went to Zimforce Primary School. So my dad worked for Zimforce, Zimbabwe Phosphate Industries. They used to specialize in making fertilizers. I don't know what they do now, but I think they're still in the business of making fertilizer. So they had a school that they owned. That's where we went for primary school, my sisters and I. Then I went to Hatfield Girls High for high school.
For high school, yeah.
Yes, and I gave my life to the Lord when I was 13. So I got saved at a pretty early age.
That's me, Form 1.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I loved the Word of God, so I just read the Bible, went through the New Testament, went through some books of the Old Testament. Jeremiah 1 verse 5 struck me so much as a call over my life when the Lord said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart, and I'm like, oh, man.
And when you think about all
With
the
my whole
circumstances
story, you
for
know?
your birth, I formed you.
Yes.
Can I just talk to you? Listen, you're watching out there. Maybe the way where you were born, the things that have taken place in your life, probably some of the most painful circumstances. I want to tell you that no matter the situation that was there, when you were born, God has a plan and a purpose for your life.
Yes.
Listen to Peggie's story. So, Jeremiah hits you.
It hits me because it just makes me know that there's a purpose for my being. I'm not just here. I'm here on a mission. There's an agenda of God over my life. So then it's the journey to discover that. So from 13, the Lord is telling me His plans for me. Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So I take this for me. It's truth. I start trying to figure out what is it that you want me to do. After high school, I went to Bible school, New Life Bible Institute, did my certificate and my associates in theology. I didn't get to finish the whole degree because then my mom passed away. Then I went to, had to start working at 20.
Let me hold you there. Starts working at 20. Listen, you're watching Transformation. We are having such a great time here with Peggie Shangwa, PSU Mind. That's what I call her. And listen, we bring you stories that inspire you to fly higher. So don't touch that remote. We'll be right back after the break.
Thank you for my confidence.